When Ghost arrived in theaters on July 13th, 1990, few people expected a supernatural romance to become one of the biggest and most beloved movies of the year. The film mixed romance, comedy, suspense, and the supernatural in a way audiences had rarely seen before. Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore gave the story its emotional heart, while Whoopi Goldberg brought unforgettable humor as Oda Mae Brown. And of course, the pottery scene set to Unchained Melody became one of the most recognizable romantic moments in movie history. Now, 36 years have passed since audiences first watched Sam Wheat desperately try to reach Molly from beyond the grave. Some members of the cast became even bigger stars. Others remained familiar character actors for decades. And sadly, several important performers are no longer with us. So, what happened to the cast of Ghost after all these years? Let's see where they are now. 1. Patrick Swayze, Sam Wheat. At the center of Ghost was Sam Wheat, the loving but sometimes emotionally guarded banker played by Patrick Swayze. Swayze was 37 years old when the movie was released in 1990. Sam's ordinary life with Molly changes instantly when he is murdered during what appears to be a robbery. Unable to leave the world behind, he remains as a ghost and slowly discovers that Molly may still be in danger. Swayze made Sam both romantic and believable. His chemistry with Demi Moore gave the movie its emotional power, while his scenes with Whoopi Goldberg added unexpected humor. By then, Swayze was already famous because of Dirty Dancing. After Ghost, he continued starring in successful films including Point Break, and later worked steadily in television and movies. Patrick Swayze passed away on September 14, 2009, at the age of 57 after battling pancreatic cancer. His performances in Dirty Dancing and Ghost remain two of the roles most closely associated with his remarkable career. 2. Demi Moore, Molly Jensen. Molly Jensen was creative, loving, and devastated by a loss she could barely understand. Demi Moore was only 27 years old when Ghost was released. Molly was an artist building a life with Sam in their Manhattan loft. After his sudden death, she was left trying to move forward without realizing that Sam was still desperately attempting to communicate with her. Moore brought vulnerability and quiet strength to the role. Her emotional scenes with Swayze became some of the movie's most memorable moments. After Ghost, her career reached another level. She starred in major films including A Few Good Men, Indecent Proposal, and G.I. Jane, and became one of Hollywood's biggest stars of the 1990s. Born November 11, 1962, Demi Moore is 63 years old as of August 2026. More recently, she received renewed acclaim for The Substance, proving that decades after Molly Jensen made her a romantic drama icon, Moore remains a major presence on screen. 3. Whoopi Goldberg, Oda Mae Brown. No one in Ghost created more laughs than Oda Mae Brown. Whoopi Goldberg was 34 years old when the movie reached theaters. Oda Mae began as a fake psychic who was just as surprised as anyone when she discovered that she could actually hear Sam. What followed was one of the film's funniest relationships, with Sam constantly pushing her into situations she never wanted to be involved in. Goldberg turned Oda Mae into far more than comic relief. Beneath the jokes, the character became brave, loyal, and essential to protecting Molly. Her performance earned Goldberg the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. She went on to enjoy an extraordinary career in film, television, theater, and comedy, including the hugely popular Sister Act movies. Born November 13, 1955, Whoopi Goldberg is 70 years old in 2026. She remains a familiar television personality as a longtime co-host of The View and is one of the relatively few entertainers to achieve EGOT status. 4. Tony Goldwyn, Carl Bruner. Carl Bruner initially seemed like the kind of friend Sam and Molly could trust completely. Tony Goldwyn was 30 years old when Ghost was released. Carl worked alongside Sam and appeared supportive after his death. But as the story unfolded, audiences discovered that Carl was hiding a far darker connection to what had happened. Goldwyn's calm and respectable appearance made the character especially effective because Carl never looked like a typical movie villain. The role became Goldwyn's major breakthrough. He later developed a successful career both in front of and behind the camera, directing film and television projects while continuing to act. Television viewers came to know him especially well as President Fitzgerald Grant on the hit series Scandal. Born May 20th, 1960, Tony Goldwyn is 66 years old in 2026. More than 3 decades after Ghost, he remains active as an actor and director, although many viewers still have trouble trusting him the moment they recognize Carl Bruner. 5. Rick Aviles, Willie Lopez. One of the most frightening characters in the movie was Willie Lopez, played by Rick Aviles. Aviles was 37 years old when Ghost was released. Willie was the man who confronted Sam and Molly on the street and ultimately killed Sam during the struggle. For much of the movie, Molly believed the attack was simply a random robbery. Sam eventually discovered that there was much more behind it. Aviles gave Willie an unpredictable and dangerous presence, making his later encounters with Sam especially tense. Away from dramatic acting, Rick Aviles was also a talented stand-up comedian and had worked as a host on Showtime at the Apollo. He continued appearing in movies after Ghost, including The Godfather Part 3 and Waterworld. Rick Aviles passed away on March 17, 1995, at the age of 42. His death was connected to AIDS-related complications. Although his career ended far too early, Willie Lopez remains the role for which many movie fans remember him most clearly. 6. Vincent Schiavelli, Subway Ghost. With only a limited amount of screen time, Vincent Schiavelli created one of Ghost's most unforgettable supporting characters. Schiavelli was 41 years old when the movie was released. He played the angry subway ghost, a spirit who had learned how to interact physically with objects in the real world. At first, he wanted nothing to do with Sam. But Sam needed to understand his strange abilities, and the subway ghost eventually taught him how to concentrate his emotions strongly enough to move physical objects. Schiavelli's unusual appearance, intense delivery, and unpredictable energy made the character instantly memorable. He enjoyed a long career as one of Hollywood's most recognizable character actors, appearing in films such as One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Amadeus, and Batman Returns. Vincent Schiavelli passed away on December 26, 2005, at the age of 57 from lung cancer. Even among a movie filled with supernatural characters, his subway ghost remains impossible to forget. 7. Phil Leeds, Emergency Room Ghost. Another memorable spirit appeared shortly after Sam realized that he was no longer alive. Veteran actor Phil Leeds played the emergency room ghost. Leeds was 74 years old when Ghost was released. His character calmly explained some of the strange realities Sam was beginning to experience. Unlike the angry subway ghost, the emergency room ghost had been dead for some time and seemed much more comfortable with his unusual existence. The scene helped introduce audiences to the movie's supernatural rules without slowing down the story. Leeds had already enjoyed a lengthy career before appearing in Ghost. He became one of those familiar character actors viewers recognized, even if they did not immediately know his name. He continued working in television and film throughout the 1990s, making appearances in shows including Friends, Everybody Loves Raymond, and The Golden Girls. Phil Leeds passed away on August 16, 1998, at the age of 82. His brief appearance in Ghost remains a charming part of Sam's first confusing moments in the afterlife. 8. Armelia McQueen, Oda Mae's sister. Oda Mae Brown's wonderfully chaotic psychic business would not have felt the same without the people surrounding her. Armelia McQueen played one of Oda Mae's sisters and was 38 years old when the film was released. Her scenes with Whoopi Goldberg helped establish Oda Mae's world before Sam completely disrupted it. McQueen had already built an impressive career on stage, including appearing in the original Broadway production of Ain't Misbehavin'. After Ghost, she continued working in both film and television. Younger audiences may remember her as the Red Queen on the Disney Channel series Adventures in Wonderland. She also appeared in productions including The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Living Single, and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Armelia McQueen passed away on October 3, 2020, at the age of 68. Her cause of death was not publicly disclosed. Her role in Ghost was small, but she remained a respected performer with a career stretching across Broadway, television, and film. 9. Gail Boggs, Oda Mae's sister. Another familiar face in Oda Mae's apartment was actress Gail Boggs. Boggs was 38 years old during the movie's release, turning 39 a few weeks later. She appeared as another of the women surrounding Oda Mae as the supposedly fraudulent psychic discovered that Sam's voice was very real. Those scenes became some of the funniest early moments in the movie because everyone around Oda Mae reacted to her increasingly strange behavior, while only she could hear Sam. Boggs continued working as an actress after Ghost, with appearances on stage, television, and in films. Born August 10, 1951, Gail Boggs is 75 years old in 2026. Although she never became as famous as the movie's leading stars, she remains part of the colorful supporting ensemble that helped make Oda Mae's scenes feel lively and unpredictable. For many fans, those chaotic moments provided the perfect comic balance to the emotional story between Sam and Molly. 10. Stephen Root, Police Sergeant. Long before audiences knew him from some of television and film's most memorable comedy roles, Stephen Root appeared briefly in Ghost. Root was 38 years old when the movie was released. He played the police sergeant Molly encounters while trying to make sense of Oda Mae's claims and the strange information supposedly coming from Sam. It was a relatively small role, but looking back today, Root is immediately recognizable. His career grew enormously throughout the following decades. Television audiences came to know him as Jimmy James on news radio, while movie fans remember him especially as Milton Wadhams in Office Space. He later appeared in acclaimed projects including No Country for Old Men, Get Out, Succession, and Barry. Born November 17, 1951, Stephen Root is 74 years old as of August 2026. His appearance in Ghost is now one of those fun early career moments that longtime viewers can rediscover when watching the movie again. 11. Angelina Estrada, Rosa Santiago. One of Oda Mae Brown's funniest early scenes involved Rosa Santiago, played by Angelina Estrada. Estrada was 58 years old when Ghost reached theaters. Rosa visited Oda Mae hoping to communicate with her deceased husband, and Oda Mae initially treated the session as part of her usual psychic routine. Then Sam unexpectedly entered the picture, and Oda Mae's life as a fake medium became considerably more complicated. Estrada's expressive performance helped make the sequence memorable while also establishing Oda Mae's personality before she realized she truly had supernatural abilities. Estrada continued acting after Ghost and appeared in films including Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, and My Family. Angelina Estrada passed away on August 5, 2005, at the age of 73. Although Rosa Santiago was a small role, the scene remains important because it arrives at the exact moment when Oda Mae discovers that the supernatural world she had been pretending to understand was suddenly very real. 12. Martina Dignan, Rose. Molly's circle of friends helped keep her connected to ordinary life while she struggled with Sam's death. Martina Dignan played Rose, one of Molly's friends. Dignan was in her early 40s when Ghost was released. Rose appears during some of the movie's quieter moments, providing another familiar face around Molly as she attempts to deal with grief and the increasingly unbelievable claims being made by Oda Mae. While the role was far smaller than those of Sam, Molly, Carl, or Oda Mae, supporting characters like Rose helped ground the supernatural story in an everyday New York setting. Dignan worked in television as well as film and later appeared on programs, including Law & Order. Unlike several other supporting performers from Ghost, she did not become strongly associated with one famous character afterward and maintained a much lower public profile. Her presence remains part of the ensemble that gave Molly's world a sense of normality before everything around her changed. 36 years later. It is hard to believe that 36 years have passed since audiences first watched Sam Wheat say goodbye to Molly. Patrick Swayze is no longer with us, but his performance remains at the emotional center of the film. Demi Moore continued on to decades of major roles. Whoopi Goldberg became an EGOT-winning entertainment icon. Tony Goldwyn built a successful career as both actor and director, and Stephen Root became one of Hollywood's most recognizable character performers. Others, including Rick Aviles, Vincent Schiavelli, Phil Leeds, Armelia McQueen, and Angelina Estrada, have sadly passed away. Yet, Ghost has never really disappeared. The pottery scene, Unchained Melody, Oda Mae's hilarious reactions, and that final goodbye between Sam and Molly still bring back powerful memories for audiences who first saw the movie in 1990. Who was your favorite character in Ghost? And do you remember the first time you watched it? Share your memories in the comments. And if you enjoyed seeing the cast then and now, please like the video and subscribe for more updates on the classic movies and television shows we still love.